Hi everyone, Marla Miller from marlamiller.com. Happy holidays to everybody. I think this is going to post before Christmas, but if it doesn't, Merry Christmas and happy everything to all of you. This is a query letter he's been waiting for quite a while, by the way. Thanks for your inquiries. We have a list and we're working with it as efficiently as we can. You know that I post the query letters on the site, or rather my trusted editor Sarah does. And by the way, happy holidays to all of the folks at the Writer magazine. I'm always so delighted to be associated. But I post the query letters on the site. I don't take them in order particularly. I take them for content, so that I wouldn't want to do several historical fictions in a row, etc., etc. And we mostly have fiction that are coming to my email, which is marketingtheMuse@gmail.com. So send them, and I love nonfiction as well. Okay, here we go. This gentleman has been waiting for a while, so the format of this is not correct, and I don't know if Sarah will put it up as I send it, but just a heads up, the format is not correct. Okay, it's called After the First Death. What if you didn't want to go to war? How would you feel if after Pearl Harbor your friends expected you to enlist, but you decided to wait to be drafted because you were supporting your family and both your parents were opposed to war? What if you also wanted to get married, but your girlfriend's older brother, your best friend, asked her to wait because of your decision? What if you waited to be drafted and during snide questions and hostile glances, only to find out after more than a year that your mother had secretly acquired a draft deferment for you? Such is the story of Mike Pierce, born in 1922. Mike is only 19 when the war begins. Before the war, he is in love with and wants to marry the beautiful Fabrika Nielsen, but her parents ask her to finish high school first. When the war starts and Mike elects to await the draft, Fabrika's older brother, Gustav, is so angered by Mike's decision that he asks Fabrika to wait until after the war to marry. Eventually, Mike finds out about the draft deferment, and angered, he immediately enters the service, volunteering for the paratroops. He is assigned to the 11th Airborne Division, and after training at Camp McElkay, North Carolina, and Fort Benning, Georgia, Mike returns home on leave and proposes to Fabrika again. She agrees, but her mother disrupts the ceremony. After a few days, Mike and Fabrika escape to Green Bay, Wisconsin, where they are shortly thereafter married. After spending the last day of his leave with Fabrika, Mike returns to Camp Mackel, and shortly thereafter, the division is on its way to the Pacific Theater. Just before Thanksgiving 1944, they land on Leyte Philippine Islands. After fighting their way across the muddy jungles of Leyte, defeating 2 Japanese divisions in the process, the men are withdrawn to refit and absorb replacements. Only 2 men are left from Mike's squad, his best friend having been killed, other friends wounded. After a short period of rest, the men of the 11th drop on southern Luzon. They pierce the Ginkgo line, free thousands of Allied prisoners slated for execution by the Japanese at Los Banos, and enter Luzon, where Mike is badly wounded. He wakes on a hospital ship, he heals and is sent home, where he and Fabrika try to resume normal life. Interest in World War II still runs high after the successes of the Band of Brothers, and with the latest Hank Spielberg project, The Pacific, proving popular. Now may be a good time for this historically accurate and realistic novel. I'm the son of an 11th Airborne trooper, a former newspaper reporter, a retired professor of English, and an active freelancer. In addition to poems, reviews, and short stories, I have published 2 juvenile nonfiction books with Any Names of Press. If you are interested, I would be happy to send sample chapters or the entire 90,000 word manuscript. Okay, hold on just a second. Yeah, okay. And then his signature. His signature is on the next page. Okay, so what do I think of this? Well, I think that this writer can write. I would ask you to look at paragraph 3, where he summarizes what happens. And so the first thing that I would suggest to this writer is that he reduce that. And when he says that he and Fabrika, after the war, try to resume a normal life, I might delete some of the above and add just a little bit more down there to see how the storyline continues. Because if there's more angst and more, more stuff, if this isn't the end of the story, then maybe you want to hint at that. So that would be a suggestion just in terms of paragraph 3. I like the way this author has set this up. He might have one too many what ifs, but I like it. He sets the pace of it. I would guess that it's going to be a fast reading 90,000 word novel. And so I would encourage him to pitch this, but I would also, I just want to point this out to all of us, that the fact that there is that interest in World War II is running high via Tom Hanks and Steven Spielberg's continuing interest in it for over a decade now. I think that that's good news and could be bad news. The good news is that the interest is there. The bad news is that the level of storytelling is so high that that's your competition. So what I would encourage this author to do is absolutely go and pitch it to agents who represent historical fiction and in particular war dramas. So I would definitely do that. I wouldn't confine it to World War II though. And I would also encourage this author, because he obviously has the writing chops, to go find some blogs and start contributing to blogs that have high visibility. And the reason I'm suggesting that he do this is because the closer that he can get to the people that he would like this story to be in front of, it can't hurt him to spend time on the internet. If Spielberg or Hanks have websites that have anything to do with those stories that they tell, and I bet they do, this writer should go over there and see if there's any kind of way to contribute. And even if there isn't, look at high visibility blogs and start contributing some of these. He says he's a short story writer, so I'll bet he can spin a couple out of this novel. I'd encourage him to do that along the way while he's pitching this. Okay, that's it. I will probably not see you until after the new year, and I wish everyone a healthy and happy one. And until we meet again, keep writing.